I welcome you all to the Creator Tech Connect series. For people who have joined new and have joined us for the first time, let me give you a small introduction into what is Creator Tech Connect series. The Creator Tech Connect series is a month-on-month free webinar that we conduct where we concentrate mainly on the technical nuances that are there in the Creator platform. Hi, I'm Sai Kumar Muralidharan. I'll be the trainer for today, and I'm part of the Zoho Creator training team. So before we get started, there are a few housekeeping rules to be followed throughout the session. All attendees will be on mute. Please post your questions in the questions tab towards your left top corner, where we'll be able to answer your questions and we won't be missing out any questions as well if you post the questions in the questions tab. A recording of this session will be sent to all the registrants, and please participate in the polls and surveys that are being conducted in between or at the end of the session. And before we get into today's topic, let me give you a small gist into the page that my co-trainer would be sharing the link for. Using that link, you'll be able to go ahead, sign up to this page, and you can access all the previous recordings of sessions that have happened in the previous months. So if you want to revisit, you can save the link for this page. You can go ahead, sign up whenever you want. You can sign in and you can access the recordings of all the previous sessions that have happened in the Tech Connect series from the start of this year. Now, let's get into today's topic, which is Mobile SDK in Zoho Creator for iOS. Now, for people who have joined us for the first time, and for people who have already been following us and have joined us for different sessions, you would know that we have been doing different series on the major topics of the Creator platform, right? Now, from April, we had started a series on the mobile customization. Now, why did we choose mobile customization? As you all know, when you develop an application, you always want to have a mobile application for the application that you have developed in web, right? Now, this has become a necessity. And with Zoho Creator, with the platform, you are able to have mobile applications with the web applications, and there are a host of customization options that are available and that can be used as well. Now, starting from click and configure customization options to rebranding using Mobile SDK, we are covering the whole spectrum in the mobile customization series, which started from April. Now, what did we cover in the series so far? In the part 1 of the mobile customization series, which happened in April, we had covered the customizing mobile applications in Zoho Creator. In part 2, which happened in the month of May, we covered the rebranding of mobile applications in Zoho Creator. And in part 3, which happened last week, which is where we covered the mobile SDK in Zoho Creator for Android. And this session, we are covering the mobile SDK in Zoho Creator for iOS. Now, with this, this marks the end of the series for mobile customization. In the coming months, we'll be starting a new series where we'll be taking another topic and we'll cover the details of that topics in the coming series. Now, let's have a recap of what we have covered in the last sessions of this series, so that you can get a hang of and a gist of what we have covered, and you can check out the video as well from the link that my co-trainer has shared with you all in the chat section. Now, in the first part, we had taken customizing mobile app as the major topic, and there we discussed about the customization options that are available with Zoho Creator. And we also had different module level customization options being discussed in detail. When I talk about modules, it is forms, reports, pages, and so on, right? Now, with all this, these modules, there are different customization options that are associated for the mobile devices and mobile applications. Now, we had discussed that in detail, and we also talked about the advantages of businesses having progressive web applications and how this option can be used as well. And then we had different key pointers that you need to note while customizing mobile apps with Zoho Creator. Now, in the second part, we talked about the understanding of rebranding of mobile applications, where we understood how and why rebranding is something which is very important and which plays a major role when you work with customizing mobile applications. Then we also discussed about some of the prerequisites that are required before you follow the process of rebranding of mobile apps. And then we had the whole process of rebranding for Android as well as iOS explained in detail from start to end through the whole process with demonstrations as well. At the end, there were few key pointers that was shared and that needed to be noted when you work with rebranding mobile applications. Now, with this, we started the next session, which was Mobile SDK for Android, which happened last week. And this week, let's see what is in store for us today in this session. Now, in this session, we will be talking about the Mobile SDK, and I'll give you a small introduction into Mobile SDK, and then we'll talk about what are the advantages of having Mobile SDK and how it gives you an edge over the customization options that are existing in the platform, and how you can go ahead and customize it further as well, right? And we also will be discussing different application types, users, customers, and then we'll talk about the Mobile SDK libraries, where with the core library and UI library, you'll be able to work around with all the core options that are available to customize, and also the UI library, where you can customize the different components for UI. And we also have different library classes that you can associate with and work with different components or different parts of your mobile applications. And then we'll have a live demonstration where I will explain to you about different steps that is involved, and I'll take you through the documentation as well, wherein it would be very useful for developers to go through the documentation and how each of the steps is connected to the process that is involved when you work with mobile SDKs. At the end, we'll discuss some of the key pointers that are that you need to note while working with a mobile SDK for iOS. Now, let's get started with an introduction to mobile SDK. Now, you have a web application that you have developed, right? Now, with this web application, you can go ahead and customize it further according to your requirement, and you can build your own or you can view your own mobile application from building the web application itself, right? Now, with Zoho Creator, we have a lot of inbuilt features as well as features that can be customized exclusively for a mobile with just click and configure, right? Instead of using any code, you can just go ahead, click and configure, and use all the features that are given exclusively for mobile apps as well. Now, if you are a developer and if you want to develop, develop the mobile application and customize the mobile application further, wherein you would want to use the core frameworks, the UI components, and you want to customize it further, that is where we have a mobile SDK that comes in, and you have the user interface of applications which can be customized further as well. Now, in this session, we'll be talking exclusively about mobile SDK, where we'll be having the advanced topics being covered for developers, where they can go ahead and work with the mobile SDK and view and customize the applications as well. Now, let's also view the Creator app, right? So towards your left, you have the Creator application with different modules like supplies, shuttles, and these are all different modules that are there in the utility application, right? Now I have attached a view of the creator application, which can be downloaded from Play Store or the App Store, where you just have to go ahead, search Zoho Creator low code app, and you can download. From there you can view the application, right? Now if you are a pro code developer who knows to work with mobile SDK, you can go ahead, customize the same creator application that has been viewed towards our left. By using mobile SDK, you can go ahead and customize it to an extent where it becomes totally unrecognizable over here, right? You have supplies, shuttles, canteens, complaints, different modules wherein you have beautified it in such a way where you have different components and images being attached as well, right? Now, by using mobile SDK, you can do a lot more. We'll be seeing what are the capabilities of a mobile SDK. Before that, let's discuss some of the major advantages that are there when you work with mobile SDK. The first one is you can design your own user interface and user experience while using the core SDK in iOS or Android projects. Now, when I talk about designing your own core SDK for your iOS or Android projects, you can go ahead and customize the user interface as well as the user experience that is being given when you are customizing a mobile application or when you are developing a mobile application. And you also can embed your creator app as a whole entity and in an iOS or Android project, right? If you have a whole application that you have developed in web and you want to have a mobile application, you can embed your whole creator app as a single entity as well. Or you can go ahead and just combine different components of your creator application individually into your application, and that can also be done wherein you can customize it to an extent where different modules are being connected to the Zoho Creator's mobile application that you are creating by using mobile SDK. And this is something which is also very important, where Zoho Creator offers SDKs for Android as well as iOS. So you have Java and Swift capabilities being attached together as well. Now, these are some of the advantages. Now, let's look at the application types. Now, what are the application types? We have users and customers. Users are internal stakeholders of the organization, wherein they are part of the organization and they are an integral part of the day-to-day activities of the process or the business flow, right? You also have customers who are the external stakeholders of the organization, but they are also an integral part of the day-to-day process as well. Now, for the users, we have the core framework and also the UI core framework as well. Now, when we talk about core framework, you have an option to edit the core framework, and with UI and core framework, you can edit the user experience for the user who is the internal organizational user, and also edit the core framework. For the customers as well, you will have to develop the customer portal, and over the top of it, you can also customize the UI and core framework and the core framework separately as well. Now, all the things are possible. And with this, you have the mobile SDK libraries. Now, with the mobile SDK libraries, you have the core library, wherein with the core library, it allows you to perform CRUD actions to the app data that is available, which has been entered by the user. And these data are again stored in forms, visualized in reports, and you have pages also developed as well, right? Now, with the core library, you can work around with these data, and you also have an option to perform the meta actions as well. Now, with the core library, this is something which is also very important, wherein you have the access to perform meta actions. Now, with the UI library, you can go ahead and build your own custom UIs using the UI library so that you can create a unique application for your users or customers. And you also have the option which wherein you can use the UI library, and you also have the core library bundled inside the UI library. So if you want to go ahead and edit core library, or you want to edit the core framework and the UI framework, you can just go ahead and use the UI library, which will have both the things bundled together. Now, with the core library, you can handle authentications very seamlessly, and you also have the API wrapping and versioning upgrades. With API wrapping, it is very easy and user friendly, where you can go ahead and connect with the application that is available with Creator and the application or the project that you are creating with Xcode, where it is more user friendly for you to do it with the API wrapping. And with versioning upgrades, you can scale the application further by giving out more updates, or you can give out more customization which can be added regularly on a regular basis depending upon the user requirements and needs. You also have data modeling, where you can work with data from the core library in for the users who are entering the data as well. And you also have metadata catching. Now, with the metadata catching, it helps you to get data instead of every time hitting the API call to the source file to capture the data. Instead of doing that, you can go ahead and capture or get the metadata which is being captured from the metadata catching, and from there it is more easier for you to use the data instead of hitting the source file every single time. And then you have the UI library. Now, with the UI library, it contains a multitude of custom pre-built UIs which can be used in different components like forms, pages, or reports. And you also have the automatically generated UI of your application, right? So with Zoho Creator, as you all know, you have automatically generated UIs that are existing and are available, right? Now you can play around with the existing UI, and you can also develop your own custom UI for the application as well. Now all these are possible with the UI library. Next, we have the library classes. Now with the library classes, first up we have the Zoho Creator user interface SDK util, right? Now with this, you can work with the user interface, edit the user interface to your requirement when you develop the application for mobile. And if you want to connect with the Zoho Creator web application, and you want to utilize different parts of the web application when you are developing your mobile application in Xcode, you can go ahead and use the Zoho Creator API util library class to do that. And you also have the Zoho Creator form API util. Now with the Zoho Creator's form API util, you can go ahead and communicate with the form, and the data can be captured, and from there you can create, edit, and you can do the CRUD actions by using the Zoho Creator form API util. Then we also have the Zoho Creator's report API util. With this, you can go ahead and create a customized report experience for your mobile users when you have the Zoho Creator's report API util. And you also have the Zoho Creator's page API util. Now, this is something which is very important and which would be very useful for the mobile developers as well, wherein the pages are something which is very important when you work with any application, right? Now with a page component in Zoho Creator, you can have different KPIs of the application and all the important information being captured in a single slide or a single view, right? Now in a mobile view, it is very important, and the customization options are plenty when you work with the Zoho Creator page API util. And at the end, we have the Zoho Creator's approval API service. Now, as you all know, Zoho Creator has approval workflows where you can create approval processes in your application, and this gives the users option to have approval workflows written inside the business process that is being followed in the organization. Now in the mobile, you can go ahead and customize the Zoho Creator approval API service by using the Zoho Creator's approval API service library class. Now with this, let's take an example, right? So you have a form over here called as supplies. Now inside the supplies form, you have different components which can be selected, and from there you have a location which can be entered, and you can submit the form. Now this is a basic creator view of the mobile application, right? Now if you are customizing it using Mobile SDK, the same form can look like the snippet that has been shown towards your right as well. Now the usage and the way it works can be again customized, and you can have an interface which is totally different from the creator's interface as well. You also can hold the same creator's interface and edit different parts of the application as well. We'll be seeing how you can go ahead and do that in the live demonstration as well. Now, let me get into the live demonstration, and let me explain the whole process of how you can work with the Mobile SDK and how you can connect with the web application and your mobile application that you are trying to customize as a project in Xcode. And with that, you'll be able to do a lot more when you are developing your mobile application as a project in Xcode. Now, let me just close this window, and let me get into the documentation, right? Now, here we have the iOS SDK documentation. My co-trainers would be sharing the link of this documentation. Now, this documentation has a detailed, analysis or a detailed information of the usage of Mobile SDK for users as well as for customers, right? Now, depending upon your requirements, you can go ahead and use either the core framework or the UI and core framework. As I told you before, the UI and core framework comes bundled with the UI framework as well as the core framework. But if you want to use just the core framework, you can go ahead and use the core framework as well. For the customers, again, it has been segregated with users and customers. The process of having used the mobile application for customers is just that you need to have a customer portal being created, and you can follow the step-by-step process that has been explained over here. We also have different services that I had explained earlier with different libraries wherein you can get into the library, and this would give you a detailed explanation of the services or methods that are being attached into the customization options, like viewing the controller of list report, map report, and so on. Depending upon your customizations that you want to do, you can go ahead and get into the documentation and work with the services as well over here. Now, if I click on the users, this is the documentation that opens up. Over here, you have all the step-by-step process that is involved. You have screenshots. You can just follow through the screenshot. I will be accessing this documentation multiple times while I give you the demonstration, so that you can get acclimatized to the documentation as well as the process that has been given inside the documentation as well. Right now, first, let's start with the prerequisites. Now, inside the prerequisites, we have the Xcode IDE 15, right? Now, with the Xcode IDE 15, when you download it from the App Store as an Xcode IDE, it would download the latest version, right? Which would be, I think, 17. Now, if you want to have the Xcode IDE for 15, wherein that is where the Xcode, the customizations can be done, you just need to get into Google and search Xcode releases, wherein my co-trainers again would be sharing the link for this page as well. And here you have the Xcode 15 available, right? Now you just need to click on download and install the application, and from there you will be able to work with the Xcode and create new projects as well. Now, once you have the Xcode, the next prerequisite is the iOS 13 or above. Now, once you have the iOS 13 or above, the third prerequisite is the CocoaPods. Now, CocoaPods, you can go ahead and install the CocoaPods from the terminal itself. I will be seeing how you can do that, and from there we'll take you through the different processes that is involved. Now, first up, let's start with registering your iOS app with Zoho, right? Now, I'll get into Zoho Creator. Now, with Zoho Creator, we have an application that we will be showcasing in this demonstration, which is the utility app, right? I'll get into the utility app. Now, this we have created a new project for the utility app and have created different customizations and have created a web application. Now I'll be showcasing how this process can be followed after walking you through the utility application. First, we have the supplies module. I'll get into the supplies module, and this has all the supplies of products which can be given to the employees in an organization so that they can feel comfortable and work in their workspace, like cupboards, footrest, whiteboards if they want to write anything, and so on. And I also have other modules like Shuttle, where the admin people can use this application to provide shuttle services to the employees as well. Now, depending upon their gender, the drop location and the shuttle availability will be listed, and they can go ahead and avail the shuttle services. You also have Canteen, where you have all the eateries that you want to that the organization caters, and you also have the complaints module over here. Now, if there are any grievances that employees want to go ahead and enter and reach out to the organization, they can go ahead and reach out to the organization from this module over here by filling the form, right? Now, this is the application that we have created, wherein we have customized it, created a new project, customized it for mobile as well, right? Now, before I get into the Xcode projects, now let us go ahead and get into the mobile option over here, right? Now, here I have develop, deploy, and manage in my dashboard of Zoho Creator. I'll click on mobile. And here I have two tabs, right? Mobile app and SDK. I'll click on SDK. And here with SDK, I have option to create new over here in the top right corner. I'll click on create new, and let's select an application over here, right? I'll have the project tracker, and here I need to select the application type. Now, as I explained to you in the presentation, there are two application types. One is user, another one is customer. Now, users are internal stakeholders, customers are external stakeholders. Now, if you want to create it for customers, you'll have to select portal and then select the software kit. If you want to select use it for users, you can select the user and select the software kit over here. Now, once you select the software kit SDK, you can click on next. Now, once you click on next, the first step is to obtain the identity and generate the client. Now, when you click on generate client, now this would open up the API credentials and create the OAuth client ID. Now I can click on create. Now this would create the client ID, client secret, and redirect URI for the integration process to happen. Now you have an application that you have developed in the Creator platform, right? And you are creating a new project in Xcode as well. Now, for these two to communicate, you need to have the client ID, client secret, and the redirect URI created. And you have to enter these inside the project that you are creating in Xcode as well, right? Now, I'll be showcasing how or where you need to create it and attach it as well. Now, you also have the iOS push notification enabled, the ZC app info plist. Now, this file, you can just click on this file, and the ZC app info plist file gets downloaded. When you create a new project in Xcode, you just need to paste the downloaded file inside the Xcode project. Now, once you paste the downloaded file inside the Xcode project, you have the app information being created or transferred over there as well. Now, we have done the same thing for the utility application, right? Now, we had the utility application created in web, and we have created the client ID, client secret, and the redirect URI. And we had downloaded the ZC app info plist, and we have also pasted the same or copied the same and pasted it inside the folder where the project has been created from Xcode. Now let me get into the documentation and let's see where we are now. Right now we had already created generated the client. We had the client secret, client ID, client secret, and the redirect URI. And we also have downloaded the ZC app info.plist as well. Now the next step is to install the iOS UI framework for the user. Now here you need to go ahead and paste this syntax over here when you are creating the pod file, right? Now let's go ahead into the Xcode. Now let's try creating a project. From there, let's go ahead and take over the process of creating a pod file. Let's paste this syntax into the pod file as well. Now let me get into and create a new project. I'll click on File, New. I'll create a new project over here. Now, when I am creating a new project, it has a lot of options for me to create a new project from, right? I have multi-platform, I have iOS and different OS of Apple. And then I also have the driver kit and other options over here. Now, I'm just going to create an application using iOS, and I'll click on App and I click on Next over here. Now, first up, I need to enter the project name, right? I'll enter the project name as Creator Tech Connect, right? And once I've entered the product name, I have an option to select the interface over here. Now, by default, the interface would be Swift UI, right? Now, if you are creating a project and if you want to use the storyboard, where you have different components that you can go ahead, drag and drop and start using, you can always have the interface selected as storyboard. Let the language be Swift and storage as none, and let's click on next and move to the next step. Now, if you do not want to attach your project to any other project that you are building or you have already built, you just need to click on create over here, and this would create a new folder as well inside the Finder. Now, when you click on the option over here, the Creator Tech Connect, which is the project that we have created. Now, this file has different components that are required to work with when you are customizing your mobile applications, like app delegate, wherein you can have a different components being connected inside the app delegate. You have a scene delegate as well. Now, scene delegate is used wherein if you are using an iPad, right, you have multi-window capabilities as well in iPad. Now, scene delegate is where you can customize the multi-window options, and you can go ahead and customize the applications that are being used when you are using the multi-window as well. You have a view controller, and you also have options wherein you can create the launch screen. Now, with the launch screen, obviously, any application that you are using, it might take 2 to 3 seconds to open up, right? If you have proper internet facilities, it would open up in a jiffy or in a second, right? But if it takes few seconds, what should the launch screen show? It can't just be blank, right? Now, you can also customize the launch screen as well from here. Now, with all this, I'll just get into the show in Finder so that you can view the application in the Finder over here, right? Now, here I have the Creator Tech Connect project that we have created. Inside the project, I have all the files that are created as default when a project is being created, right? Now, here, if I want to go ahead and create the pod file, right now, the next step is to create a pod file inside which you can install the pod, and from there you can go ahead and paste the sample code that is being given in the documentation over here. Right now, this is the sample code that we need to paste in the pod file. Now, these sample codes are codes which are given to give you guidance. You can go ahead and customize this further as well. Now, let me get into this page. I'll click on the file, and I'll click on new terminal add folder. Right now, what this does is this opens up the terminal for the folder. I'll just blow this one up so that it's easier for you all to view. And the first step would be to install the CocoaPods. Right now, if you are doing it for the very first time, you just need to type brew, BREW, install CocoaPods and click on enter. Right now, this downloads the CocoaPods. For the very first time, it might take a few minutes to download. Since I have already downloaded the CocoaPods, it just shows a warning as if you want to reinstall it, you can. Since it's already installed and up to date, we can go ahead and move to the next process. I'll just type ls, click on enter, and you can see there are 4 files that we saw in the finder. Right now, for us to create a new pod, right, I just need to type pod init, click on enter, and now when I type ls and click on enter, you have a pod file that has been generated over here. Right now, with the pod file being generated, I just can go ahead and type pod install. Now, this installs all the dependency files. It installs the client project as well. Now, before it just had 4 files, right? Now you have all the dependency files being attached to the project as well. Now you will be able to go ahead and let me just close this new project that we had created. And let me access the workspace over here, right? Let me try to blow this up so that you can view this. Here you have the Creator Tech Connect workspace, right? I'll click on it and I'll open with Xcode. Now here, before when we created a project, we didn't have all the supporting files, right? Here you have the supporting files and you also have all the pod files being created as well, right? With the pod file, I can go ahead and attach the sample code that has been entered, and let's see how you can do that as well. Now, let me get into the pod file over here. I'll click on it. Now, I have the pod file opened up, right? I'll again try to blow this up. Now, we just need to go ahead and attach the code that has been given in the documentation. Now, I have created the customized code over here. I'll try to copy this. I'll try to paste it over here in the pod file over here. I can either go ahead, paste it in the pod file of the file that we had created, or I can just go ahead, copy this, and I can paste it in the file that is available over here. Give me a second. I'll again blow this one up. Right now, I have to change the project name over here, right? Now, since I had copy pasted, there was a different project. So I just have to enter Creator Tech Connect is the project name that we have created, right? Now, I just remove all the lines which are with hash over here where it has been just commented out. And you can go ahead and customize it further as well according to your requirements. I'll just click on save over here. And once this is saved, I can just go ahead and close this. Now, all the customizations that I have done, I am able to view it in the pod file over here as well. Now you can go ahead, enter it into the pod file from the finder or from the folder, or you can go ahead and enter it over here in the interface as well. Now, once this is done, you have the application ready to be customized further, right? Now, let me get into the application that we will be using or showcasing throughout the demonstration from here. Now, before we get into the application, here is another step that you need to do. When you get into the documentation, we have finished pasting the sample folder from here, sorry, sample syntax into the pod, right? Now, once you created this, the next step would be to import the Zoho Auth kit over here. Now, this is done because if you are writing code with Objective-C and you have Swift code, to communicate between the two, you need a bridging header, right? Now, this is where you can create a new file from the supporting files. Click on, right click on it, add new file. Now, when you click on add new file, it would ask you what file you want to add. You have different files available over here. You can click on header file and then give out a name as a Zoho Creator with your application name, and it would name it as bridging header, which as an extension, right? Now, once you create this and inside it, you can just copy and paste the syntax that has been given in the documentation. Now, once you finish that, you just need to get into Zoho Creator SDK demo, get into the build settings from the tabs that are available. You have multiple tabs: general, signing capabilities, info, and build settings. Inside build settings, you can go ahead and search bridge, and when you have the bridge over here, you have the option to enter the Object-C. Now, when you're doing it for the first time, this would be empty. You just need to enter the value from, enter the address of the header that you had created. Now, once that is done, you can work around with the application. Now, I have connected my mobile over here to my laptop. Now, I'll just close this project over here. And this is how my mobile view looks like, right? Now, in my mobile, I have a window opened with the Zoho Creator application, which is a low-code platform, which can be downloaded from the App Store or the Play Store as well for Android. Here, I have all the applications that I have created in my web application or web account, right? Here, I have the utility app. I'll click on the utility app, and this opens up the application that we saw when I started the demonstration, right? Here I have supplies, shuttle, canteen, and complaints. Now, by using Mobile SDK, I have customized it further, and I have created the same application in this way. Here I have the supplies. I can go ahead, select a supply, and give out the location, and I have shuttle services. Now, if you notice, with the shuttle services, this interface is the Zoho Creator's interface, right? Now, this is a Zoho Creator form. But if I select supplies, now this interface is not the exact Zoho Creator's interface, right? Now, this interface has been customized further as well, where we have changed the UI and the UX. Now, let's see how you can do all that. Now, towards our left, you can see we have the project codes, right? Now, here I have different modules that I have created. For canteens, I have created a canteen view, right? Wherein I can customize different components inside the canteens module. I can beautify the components. I can attach different logic to the components depending upon what is the requirement and the need. And I also have shuttle components, complaints, and supplies as well, right? Now, here with app delegate, now this is something which is very important. As I told you before, we have created the client ID, client secret, and the URL schema, right? Now, if I have to communicate with the web application and this application that I am going to customize for my mobile, I need to go ahead and connect with the client ID, client secret, and the URL schema, right? Now I have created a variable called as client secret, client ID, client secret, and the URL schema, and I have entered the same details that is been created over here for the utility inside Zoho Creator web app, right? Web platform. Now here I have the client ID, client secret, and the redirect URI. This is the same data that I have entered over here as well. Now, after entering that data and creating different variables of client ID, client secret, and URL schema, I am connecting with the application over here as the source application, and I am giving out the Zoho auth dot initialize with client ID. Now I'm also giving out the scope as well with Zoho Creator dot meta dot read, where I can read the metadata. If I want to have Zoho Creator dot data dot read, where I can just read the Zoho Creator data that is being entered. Now, if you want to create new data, I am defining all the scope over here, right? Now, in the documentation, you have a lot of other scopes that can be used as well. Here you can see there are a lot of other scopes that are attached over here, right? Like Zoho Creator data update, Zoho Creator data delete. If you want to have status updates, that can be created as well. Now, over here in my example that I have taken, I just wanted to have the data being read and created, or the metadata being read and created. Then I have entered the client ID variable over here and attached to the client ID, client secret, and have attached the scope as well. At the end, I have attached the accounts URL. Now, with the accounts URL, I have the URL being entered over here as http accounts.zoho.in. Now, since my application over here works in creator.zoho.in, I have the same entered over here as well. Now, if your domain is, let's say it's in EU or it's in .com, you need to enter the same over here as well. This is something which is very important, and this might be something which might be overlooked as well, where there might be different errors that can pop out. Now, once that is done, you have, let's get into the Zoho API handler. As I told you, with the Zoho API handler, you have different Zoho API services which can be connected. You have the fetch app list, and you have the section list which can be fetched for the application. And there are also options to have the form data being captured as well over here. As we had seen in the services or library, you can go ahead and connect the Zoho Creator Form API service, and you also can have reports, pages, all being created as well. And here with the section listing controller, we also can go ahead and connect with Zoho Creator's UI services. Now, this is where the difference comes in, right? Now, in your mobile view, as I told you, this is something which can be customized from the start. But if you want to have the same components being maintained for the shuttle, let's say here I have the shuttle as the module, right? Now, in the shuttle module, let me try to blow this up again. Now, in the shuttle module, we have the ZC UI service being connected. We have entered the app owner, the workspace name, the form link name, the component link name. Now, with this, we are able to access the component directly from the web application into your mobile application. Now, this is something which is very powerful, where wherever you want, you can attach the web components into your mobile application, or if you want to customize it totally, it is up to you as well. Using Mobile SDK for the UI library, you can go ahead and customize the UI from the start as well over here. Now, with this, we have come to the end of our demonstration. Now, let's also look at a few of the key pointers that need to be noted. First, when using the Xcode 15 for Apple, when you're using the Apple laptops with M1 chip or M2 chip, you just always have to run the stimulator under the Rosetta destination. You have different options that are available, where you have options without Rosetta destination as stimulator as well. So please go ahead and view the stimulator only in the Rosetta destination. And if your Mac is powered by Apple Silicon, it's recommended to run the Xcode with the Rosetta enabled as well. Now, I would also like to convey us another small information over here. Now, once you have done all this, and if you want to go ahead and create a finished project, right, you can go ahead, click on archive over here, product archive, and this would have an option to download the project file as an IPA. Now, if you download the project file as a .ipa file, you can go ahead and follow the same process that we had explained to you in the last session when we covered the rebranding of mobile application. You can go ahead and access the same from the link my co-trainer had shared in the start. Now, by using this, you can create your own server key, and from there you can go ahead and apply to or post the application into the App Store as well. Now, with this, we have come to the end of our session. Now, please go ahead, and we have a lot of other events that we have planned as well, with different webinars coming up next month. We have the learning table series for professional services, which will be happening in July 4th. And you can scan the QR code. Our co-trainers will be sharing the link as well. You can save it, and you can register it in another time when you are free, as well as you can share it to your colleagues as well. Now, for people who are new to the learning table series, this is a free webinar that we conduct where we concentrate mainly on the industry use cases, and we showcase different new features that are coming up in Creator while developing the application for the industries. Now, the industry that we would be covering next is the professional services. We also have the Creator Tech Connect series coming up next on July 11th. Now, this Creator Tech Connect series is a series on the latest updates that are coming up as well. Now, with the latest updates that are coming up, we have a host of new updates from the platform. We'll be covering all those so that you can also use them in your development process of the application when you are developing applications for your users as well. Now, let me leave the session open for Q&A. You can ask your question in the questions tab. My co-trainers would be answering your questions immediately from the questions tab. I'll be putting myself on mute. Yeah, before that, let me also share a poll as well. My co-trainers would be sharing a poll where we have a new Click channel that we have opened up. For people who have not yet registered for the Click channel, please go ahead and give your email address, share your email address with us so that we can go ahead and add you to that Click channel. Now, this Click channel is something where we will be giving you regular updates so that you can go ahead and get to know all the online webinars and all the events that we are conducting, so that you can be a part of the webinars and get to know the different aspects of Zoho Creator and all the new updates that are being given from our end for the Zoho Creator platform. So we also have regular online trainings that we run for people who are new to the Zoho Creator platform and for people who have experience with Zoho Creator platform. This online training happens every week. We have attached a QR code so that you can scan the QR code and get to know the schedules of the sessions that are being run. And we also conduct this for business users separately, for people who are new. And we conduct this for the associate developers who are experienced users of the platform as well. And please go ahead, scan the QR code. If you are interested, you can go ahead and register for the sessions. And if you have any queries with regards to trainings that we provide or the certifications that we provide, please do get in touch with us in at training@zohocreator.com. We'll be able to help you out. Well, thank you all for joining. See you all in another webinar on the Creator Tech Connect series. Thank you.